Okay, so this is lesson 8.1 for Precal. We are skipping chapter 7. We're only going to do 7.1 and maybe 7.2. So when we come back to school, if I feel like we need to cover it, we will. There's a little bit of 8.1 I'm going to leave out. It's law of signs. There's something called the ambiguous case that I don't want to talk you through video. So if we get back and have enough time, I'll talk about the ambiguous case, but just knowing plain law of signs will be enough for right now. So let me show you law of signs. Now, law of signs is actually something that was introduced in geometry. So you used a little bit in geometry. We did more of it in Algebra 2, and now you're seeing it for a third time in pre-calculus. The biggest thing you need to remember about your triangles when you're setting up law of signs, or law of cosines, which is 8.2, which we'll do on Friday, is you've got to make sure you have angle A across from side A, and side B across from angle B, and side C across from angle C. Otherwise, when you set up your law of signs, it's going to be all messed up. So you need to make sure that you have, the correct angle across from the correct side and that kind of stuff. Now, law of signs says this, that if you're looking for a side length, say A, you can put it over the side of angle, over the sine of angle A, and put B over the sine of angle B, and put C over the sine of angle C. That's the law of signs. It's just those proportions like that. That's the law of signs, okay? Now, that's if you're looking for a side length. This is for sides. If you're looking for angle measures, you want to flip it over because it just makes for a better solving, easier solving. You don't have as much to move if you'll do this. Now, again, I'm not requiring you to take notes. Like, you're not going to have to turn them in or me go around and check them or whatever, or send me a picture of them. But you're going to have law of signs next year in college. You seniors, you're going to have it next year in college. And you juniors that are possibly going to take that dual credit math class, you are going to have law of signs next year. So the more notes you get on it, the more you do on it, the better off you'll be. But, I'm not there with you. So, okay. So let's see. Let's see about law of signs. Okay. So you're going to see something like this. This is 42. This is 25. This is 25. This is A, C, and B. This is side A and side C. And you're just asked to solve. You want to solve this triangle. So that means you want everything missing. You've got one angle that's missing, which should be very easy to find. You've got one angle that's missing and then two sides that are missing. So that angle right there that's missing, very easy to find. You just do 180 minus 42 minus 25. So that should come out to be 113. That's your angle A. So that's angle A. When you're doing your homework, I need to see triangles. You need to draw triangles. You need to draw your triangles and label them. There's not very many problems on this. And it's not due until Friday. So, yeah, this isn't due until Friday. So, yeah, I want to see triangles drawn. I don't think you even have 20 questions on it. So, you may have 20 questions. Maybe. Okay, anyway. So then if we want to find side A, that's where we use these proportion things. So if I want side A, I'm going to put little a, side A, over the sine of its angle, which is 113, because that's the angle opposite. So sine 113 equals, notice 25, notice the B's, we have both B's. We have side B and we have angle B. So that's the other proportion I'm going to set up, 25 over sine of 42. So there's the proportion set up. That's using law of signs. There's only one thing that has to move for you to get A by itself, because A needs to be by itself. There's only one, sorry, that was my hand. There's only one thing that has to move, and it's the sine 113. And that's why I show you these different setups for sides and for angles. If you'll set them up like I tell you to, you're looking for a side, set it up like this. The solving is so easy, because all you have to do is move that sine 13 up here by the 25 and then type it in your calculator. So 25 sine 113 over sine 42. Now you want to make sure that you put the sine 113 after the 25. Don't put it before it because you might put it in your calculator wrong. But now if you do this, like I've shown you, and you type it in your calculator, you can type it in your calculator just like that. 25. First, everybody go to mode. Make sure that you are on degree and not radians, because it'll mess it up if you're in radians, and I think we've done some radian stuff, so make sure that you're on degrees. Then type in the 25, sine 113, close parentheses, divided by sine 42, and hit enter. And then do whatever you're asked to on the computer. Sometimes it'll ask for nearest whole number, sometimes it will ask for nearest tenth, nearest hundredth. You know, just make sure you put in. So this is going to be, what was it, 34.39. So 34.39 is that side length. So that gives you an angle and one side, so we need the other side, we need side C. So to set up for side C, I'm going to put C, little c, over sine 25, because that's the side and the opposite angle right there. And then I'm going to use 25 and sine 42 again, because those are what I'm given. I don't want to use an estimation, because if I used an estimation and then round again at the end, it throws it off too much. So C over sine 25, and then 25 over sine 42. And then again, there's only one move I have to make. There's only one thing that has to move, and it's that sine 25. So C equals 25 sine 25 over sine 42. This, guys, is actually the exact answer. So if you were asked for an exact answer, you'd leave it just like that. You wouldn't do anything else. That's the exact answer. 25 sine 25, close parentheses, divided by sine 42. And then that is about 15.79. So that's side C. And you'll do all of that on one problem. Then you're going to skip number 2. So I can't emphasize enough. Skip number 2. It's the ambiguous case, and I don't want you to do it. Okay, so skip number 2. It's the only one that's the ambiguous case. Everything else is going to work out for you. You're just going to have one triangle, because you're going to be asked, are there 2 possible triangles, or 1 triangle, or no triangle? Well, you're either going to be 1 triangle or no triangle, okay? So ignore the 2 possibles, because I'm not talking about the ambiguous case yet. And number 2 does that, so don't worry about number 2. Okay, then, so sometimes you're given the triangle itself, and then sometimes you're just given information, like little c is 2 miles, big B is 37.65. Wow, I just put 27. 37.65, and C is 32.83. Those are your angle measures. And you want to solve the triangle. Now, so we're going to draw a triangle. And we could put C right here. This is 32.83. We could call this big C right there. Little c is 2 miles across from it. We could make this big B 37.65. And so little b be across from it. And we don't have big A or little a. So we need to find big A and little b and little a. But there's the triangle for it. So, let's see. Big A is the easiest one to find. Because we just do 180 minus 32.83 minus 37.65. 180 minus 32.83. and we get 109.52. So that's big angle A. Then we need to look for little a. Now here, well, it's exact from what we were given. So if we want little a, so we put little a over sine of its angle, 109.52, equals, and when I was given C's matchup, I was given side C and angle C. So 2 over the sine of 32.83. So there's my law of sines. Then, again, there's just one move to make. Sine 109.52 divided by sine 32.83. So then 2 sine 109.52, close parentheses, divided by sine 32.83. That gives about 3.48. So that is side A, about 3.48, and it was in miles. But you got to read carefully. I think the computer just wants it to the nearest whole number. That one was to the nearest whole number, so this one's to the nearest whole number. Now we want to find B, so we set it for B, little b, over sine of 37.65 equals, and you're going to use the 2 and the sine 32.83 again. So again, just one move. B equals 2 sine 37.65 over sine 32.83. B over sine 37.65, 2 over sine 32.83. One move, we just have to move that. Type it in the calculator. 2 sine 37.65, close parentheses, divided by sine 32.83. Whoops. And you get about 2.25, but again, pretty sure it says nearest whole number, so that's just 2 miles as well. Okay, so now we want to look at one where we have to use law of sines to find an angle measure. Those have all been where you had the angles, you had to find one angle, but you just had to subtract to find the other angle. So B is 48.97, C is 48.97, angle C is 67.25. So if we draw our little triangle, and we want to solve it, we're asked to solve this. So draw the triangle. C is 48.97, angle C is 67.25. And then B, angle B we need, this is 48.97. And then we need angle A again and little a. So there's our triangle. So see, we only have one angle. So now we have to look for angle B using law of sines. And we have to look for angle B because we've got side B. I can't look for angle A because I don't have side A. So this is where we're going to flip things. We're going to put sine B, because we're looking for the angle measure, over 48.97 and set that equal to sine of 67.25 over 48.97. So that's what it looks like when you're going to find an angle. You want to put the angle on top. So sine of B over 48.97, sine 67.25 over 48.97. So then, again, just one move. The sine of B is 48.97, sine 67.25 over 48.97, okay? Now we have to actually find the angle measure. So B is going to be the inverse sine of 48.97 sine 67.25 over 48.97. Okay. So sine of B, sine 67.25, 48. Okay, so that's the setup. This is the one move that needs to be made. The 48.97 is the one move that needs to be made up here. But to actually find B, because this is the sine of B. All this stuff is the sine of B. So if I want to actually find angle B, I have to do the inverse sine. I have to do the inverse operation. So that's just where you take your calculator and you hit your second and your sine key, and then you just put all of that in. 48.97 sine 67.25, close parentheses, divided by 48.97, close parentheses, twice actually. Hit enter. And it shouldn't have given me an error. So what that means is I put too many, or I didn't put enough. Okay, so let's see. Okay, maybe I typed it in wrong. Oh, hold on, let me make sure my mode is in degrees. Okay, I'm still in degrees. So let's see, second sine, okay, 48.97, sine of 67.25, close parentheses, divided by 48.97, just close parentheses once. Okay, there it is. 67.25, so I don't know what happened. I just plugged it in wrong, which makes sense. Angle B should be the same. Guys, this is an isosceles triangle. You've got two sides that are the same measure. We should have two angles that are the same measure. So with angle C, if side C is 48.97 and side B is 48.97, then B and C should have the same measure. But I needed to show you how to set up the law of sines to get there. Some of you may have already noticed that B and C were the same, so angle B and angle C had to be the same. Anyway, doesn't matter. That's how you set up law of sines to find the angle measure. And now we have to find angle A and side A. So angle A, still easy, 180 minus 67.25 minus 67.25. So 180 minus 67.25 minus 67.25 equals 45.5. So angle A is 45.5. That's angle A. Now we need side A. So to find side A, little a over sine of 45.5, because that's what angle A is. Side A over angle A. Side A, angle A. Equals, and we were given the C's, so 48.97. 48.97 over 67.25 sine of 67.25, because that's your angle measure. So there's how it sets up for side A. So the only move that has to be made is the sine of 45.5. You really don't have to put parentheses around that. And then you type that in. So 48.97 sine 45.5, close parentheses, divided by sine 67.25, 37.87. So side A is 37.87. See. Another one where I look for an angle. Yeah, let me do another one where I look for an angle. Okay, so let's see. A is 23.69, B is 11.57, and angle A is 38.7. So 23.69, 11.57, and 38.7. So if I draw my triangle, A is 23.69, angle A is 38.7, side B is 11.57. That'll put angle B up here. This is angle C and side C. This is angle A. Okay, so we're going to solve. So let's see. I need to find angle. I need to find an angle first, angle B, because I have side B. I have the pairs for angle, side A and angle A, and then I've got side B and angle B. So I want the sine of B over 11.57 equals sine of 38.7 over 23.69. So that's what that looks like. Sine of B over 11.57, sine of B over 11.57, and then sine of A, sine of 38.7 over 23.69. So again, one move needs to be made. It's the 11.57. It needs to go in front of the sine. And then inverse sine. So B is going to be the inverse sine of all of this stuff. And then we'll type it on the calculator. So inverse sine of 11.57 sine 38.7 divided by 23.69 gives us about 17.78. This is B, so round it to the nearest tenth because that's what A is in. So 17.8. And then if we want C, it's 180 minus 38.7 minus 17.8. So 180 minus 38.7 minus 17.8. 123.5. So angle C is 123.5. So we've got angle B, angle B, angle C, and now I just need side C. So to set up side C, we put little c over sine of 123.5, because remember, angle C was 123.5. So side C goes over sine of angle C, equals 23.69 over sine of 38.7, because those were my A's. 23.69 over sine of 38.7. So then C, you just have one move, 23.69. You move the sine 123.5 and then divide by sine 38.7. So then type that in the calculator. 23.69 sine 123.5 close parentheses divided by sine 38.7. We get about 31.59. About 31.59. Okay. Okay, let's see. Here I've got angle A is 91, little a is 15.2, and little b is 16.3. So A is 91, little a is 15.2, B is 16.3, so I'm going to put B over here, just showing that you don't always have to put them in the same place, which I think I had for a lot of the triangles. So, again, got to find an angle first. So, I've got to find angle B, because I've got side B. So sine of B over 16.3 equals sine of 91, because that's A, over 15.2. So sine of B over 16.3, sine of 91, because that's A, over 15.2. So again, one move to make, 16.3 sine 91 over 15.2. Then you're going to do the inverse sine of all that stuff. 16.3 sine 91 over 15.2. 16.3. Whoops, got to do inverse sine. Sorry, I'm looking for the angle measure. So inverse sine, 16.3 sine 91 divided by 15.2. Okay, tells me to quit or go to, gives me a domain error. So, you know, I had that on one, and I was like, okay, I put it in wrong. So we're gonna put it in again, clear that off, put it in again, because I may have messed up. So 16.3, did I do the inverse sign? I did the inverse sign. 16.3 sine 91 divided by 15.2, hit enter. Okay, so if you do that twice and you get a domain error twice, then there's no triangle. No triangle. And there's an option on all of them that you do. There's an option that the triangle doesn't exist. So this would be that there's no triangle. Okay, but you have to check it twice. You have to be looking for an angle measure, like you were looking for B. You have to just be given one angle. Because if you're given two angles, you know there's a triangle. Okay, so this only happens if you're just given one angle and you try to find another angle. That's always your first move, is try to find the other angle. Try to find one of the other angles. If you get domain error, if you get an error twice, then there's no triangle. You cannot do it if you just get it once, because you could have messed up and put it in wrong. So make sure that you get the error, make sure that you put it in the same way and that you get that twice, and then you can say that it's no triangle. Okay, then you're going to have to find the area given an angle and two sides around it. So if I drew this triangle, here's B and it's 34 degrees, and then side B is over here. So that means A is here and C is here. This is A, this is little a, this is little c. So when you have that, when you have the two sides and the angle between, you can do 1/2 times the two sides. So here they're AC and then sine of B. But it could be 1/2 and you're given BC and angle A. It could be 1/2 and you're given AB and you have angle C. So just depending on what you're given two sides and the angle between, which I've shown you here, two sides and the angle between. You just simply plug in. So we just do 1/2 times 7.4 times 2.6 sine of 34. And you type that in your calculator. So you can use the 1.5, or you can use 1 divided by 2. It doesn't matter. So 1 divided by 2 times 7.4 times 2.6 sine 34. And then round it to whatever you're asked to round it to. So if it was nearest 10th, it'd be 5.4. So that's how you find the area, given two sides and the angle between. That doesn't really need any more explanation. There's some word problems that I need to go over, but I think I'm going to wait and do another video on those. So I'm going to go ahead and stop this video. This should get you through number 8 or 9, I think. I think 8 and 9 are both area problems. But like once you get to the word problems, just stop. If you even start them before because I want to do the other video in the morning and then post it and send y'all the link. But I'll be sending you the link for this. But this will open, 8.1 will open tomorrow, during our class times, like at 10:25. It'll open for you. It won't open before that. And then again, it's not due until Friday. So, and then I'll probably send the video for 8.3 out on Wednesday, maybe Tuesday. And then that's not due until Tuesday. 8.2's not. So anyway, that's that for now. Be looking for me to email the links to these YouTubes for you to watch them. Peace out.